Songs of the Dark Goddess. Not by L. Ron Hubbard.
Thank God.
Fail to buy your copy today. We are currently in late October 2025. The exact date is the second day after the new moon. New. G-N-U moon.
24th, because the 23rd was the day we started 2 days after the new moon. And we've slept the night. Right. Sounds right, yeah.
So the 21st was the new moon at 8:25 a.m. Phases of the moon. The new moon. So, and that would have been, according to my calendario, that would have been, essentially, it started the morning of the 21st, so that the night of the 21st, you guys got the call on the 22nd. You went to sleep after a harrowing visit to a somewhat empty pool and some weirdo discoveries. And this is Thursday afternoon, the 23rd of October, 2025.
Retcon the dates again.
What's that?
I will retcon the dates again.
What day were you saying?
That previous session, the day we started was the 23rd, and that we've spent the night since this would be the 24th now.
Yeah. I can barely tell you what day it is in real life.
Well, so whatever happened at the pool would have happened on the new moon. So we can either move. What we may have done is we may have actually just moved the moon instead. It doesn't matter to me.
It depends on how much we're committing to realism here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll call it the 24th. It's Friday, October 24th, 2025.
23rd was the new moon.
Yeah,
and
the
I hope I
action
didn't.
is what's important. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay.
Yes, there are some times where, it might be important, but yeah, the last time we checked the date, we said it was the October the 26th because the new moon occurred on the 21st.
Right.
And then we retconned that at the end of the game to know it was the 23rd when we got the call, and that would make today the 24th.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fine. One retcon per game.
Now makes me hope I didn't do anything too special by getting in the pool on the new moon.
Oh no!
No, we weren't in the.
The new moon is come and gone.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
He's saying whatever happened to Celeste happened on the full moon.
This is a new moon. Okay, that follows.
The full moon, yes. Okay. So as a bit of a recap here, several weeks ago, about 5, we had a dinner party with Celeste, where some important information about her was rehashed for everyone's benefit. That she is someone who believes in the balance of life force and nature. She believes in eating naturally and having respect for all life forms. She's very big on the power of positive thinking and keeps a journal that she writes things into, and believes that this journal will allow her to manifest through positive energy the things that she wants.
We have this journal, do we not, from searching her house?
You do. That is correct. Yes. You also have a page that was taken out of the journal and had some writing written on it.
Yeah.
I believe. And that piece of paper said service. SDRVIC.
I think I have it down as serve, but sure. Maybe service.
see here. Let me 1 second here. Double check that.
It's a little
It's-
spelling
the
difference
problem-
between friends.
The problem is it's in cursive on the actual thing, so I have to.
You have to
I have to go by what it says.
consult your ancient knowledge from when you actually
Yeah,
saw
it's my
handwriting on
ancient
a regular
knowledge.
basis. I
Yeah.
can't believe anyone's using cursive in 2025 in this game.
Well, there's Spanish, so what can I say? So maybe it's Spanish word for rice. Who knows?
Wait. I know enough. If it is service, like serve the is at the end, that is the verb to serve. I'm not sure what the conjugation meaning for the is ending would be.
Been a long time since I did high school Spanish, so I'm not jumping in on it.
Probably.
It might mean,
Right.
if I had to guess, it might mean like a plural, like we serve or they serve. Like Spain has a particular verbiage to them. I can't talk to it, but I do believe that I is I, and then addition is how it means. Like they serve, he serves, she serves. That.
Serve. The actual word is serve.
Okay.
That is from the book. In her
They all got
handwriting.
served.
Yes, you've been served. Correct. In addition, at her apartment, you found a Thai food menu with some blood on it, similar to the one that you all used for your good luck ritual. Hers says "Give life." Right above, "We deliver." Ironic? Maybe. Who knows? Um, Furthermore, you have in your possession a picture of a rectangle with an arc of a circle above it and some squiggly lines below. Someone who had a major in marine biology might even think of that as being jellyfish-like, but it's probably not a jellyfish.
This is
And I believe somebody wrote down. Did one of you write down the energy transfer, the good luck ritual?
I would have typed it out myself, but I was cooking dinner that night and haven't got back to the recording.
I didn't write.
I
anything
thought
down, but
somebody said that they were making a note of it at the end of the
Well,
the
we do have
character
a
was making a note of
person
it.
menacing, so
Okay, that's fine. You also found.
I mean, I can have Sierra look at it. She likes to research pseudoscience.
Well, so it's available because you found the book.
Mm-hmm.
There was a book in her house by the Mother Gaia Society that you found that had the text in it. Let's see here. Just double checking, getting our little things out of it.
little things.
Well, I do think you actually
All
posted
little
the ritual into
I did.
like the chat. Yeah, okay.
I was just checking to make sure that your characters had access to it. But I believe you went and searched your place, and I'm just double checking this right quick here. Next to a brochure for a nature advocacy group called Mother Gaia. The computer was not password protected. Her browsing history showed she had been looking up Jonas Evergreen.
So many toolbars.
Yes. Terrible.
I should ask, like, did it seem like she was making any kind of, like, was she being skeptical or was she being trusting?
What's that?
Celeste, if we could make a judgment from her browser history, or I guess error,
Yeah.
what it did.
This is not something I gathered from what we know about her that is particularly discriminating or skeptical of anything.
Yeah. I guess I was hoping maybe Mandy would have rubbed it off enough to be like, who's this guy again? What's he trying to sell me? But maybe not.
Huh? But no. And this is why she's, nonverbal in a hospital bed, because bad shit happens to stupid people.
Oh, bless her heart, we say in the South.
Yeah, there was a pamphlet that you found.
Yes, the pamphlet for that, I don't know. Did you pass the handouts out again? So I don't have to go
sure
find
can.
them.
Pamphlets.
There was one with his face where he was looking smug, vaguely, in a suit, I think, right? And then
Yes, there's Jonas Evergreen, the one where we looked at him and said he looks like a douche.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing we all agreed on in this campaign was he looks like a dude. He looks like one of those linked on people who got up.
I'm grabbing those right quick. All right. So, Blue's Clues. There is the Good Luck Ritual.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm remembering it. That's the one we all had to chant together with her.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. All right. And there's the Bloody Bit of Thai menu. And we have.
But that Thai menu isn't the one we found next to the pool, because that one says Give Life.
You didn't find a Thai menu next to the pool. You found a note from her journal.
From her book. Okay.
No, there was a note from her book. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember.
That
Her notebook.
is this one here. Service. Serve.
Severe. Yeah, that is not translated, but we can know approximately what it is.
If it's just the IR, that is really just the verb. Sure.
That's just the to whatever, isn't it?
No, if it's just IR, like serve, SERVIR, that's just the verb to serve.
Spanish for serve.
Yes.
Spanish word for rice.
As long as I'm not misremembering that, but I feel like that was one of the easier conjugations.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she wished to serve. Why? I don't know, because, she was rich enough to do whatever she desired.
Okay. And I believe when we left off, you were at Benita's in the alleyway. Or
we are actually in the hospital the next morning.
Okay. Celeste is there. Non-communicative as previously.
I think we might need to leave her in the care of her medical team. I don't think we've gotten any further with her. Honestly, it's disappointing.
Just as you're,
Oh, I was just curious. How is she looking? Is she, I don't know, looking a bit healthier, a bit drained? Any change, I guess?
It doesn't look like she's doing so well, but she was bruised and battered. Her stomach seems a little less distended. The doctor comes in as you're looking her over, and she has sort of a piteous look on her face.
What's going on, doctor?
Oh, you're back. I'm sorry to say, I think there was a problem with her pregnancy test. It appears as though we were wrong. She's not actually pregnant.
That's
I
good.
suspect one of the nurses may have mixed her file up with somebody else's. The hospital is running an investigation to get down to the bottom of it, but the fact is that her swelling that we thought was pregnancy was probably just gas.
Gas and some kind of tumor, right?
That's a
Well,
good description
It
for a
might
baby.
have been. She's scheduled for an ultrasound at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Alright.
Like, I don't
guess
know.
that makes sense.
She's clearly not well. Like, what if she tries to wander off? Like, do you have some sort of like?
We have nurses that monitor the floors. Wandering off, especially in her condition, is not very likely. We consider it to be a very low risk of happening.
Okay. It's just honestly, I'm wondering if she needs some sort of psychiatric hold. Like this is not normal for her.
If while Sierra's talking, if I can like take a seat at Celeste's bed and just like hold her hand, does she like squeeze back or anything? She give me any indication besides
Non-responsive.
all right? We'll get it taken care of. Could we schedule a psychiatrist visit here?
Well, once we have her physically better, if her medical team, including myself, decide that she needs to see a psychiatrist, we'll make sure that happens.
Well, there's nothing really physically wrong with her, is there, other than a few scratches and bumps?
Bless you.
Well, we still have to figure out what was going on with her stomach. But yes, there doesn't really appear to be anything wrong with her other than possibly some sort of mental trauma. But we have a psychiatrist consult coming in after her ultrasound to talk to her.
Yeah,
Not
I do
that
think
I'm particularly hopeful at the moment, but
you should step up the psychiatric help because she's the only one that knows what happened to her and she's not communicating.
yes, we're hoping to get that resolved soon. But thank you so much for coming by. It's good for her to see friends. It might help jog her memory. We would love it if you would be able to continue coming in and spending time with her. It can be very helpful for her recovery. Although right now, we need to start prepping her for her ultrasound.
Sarah nods and goes, okay, well, we'll leave you to it. And she throws a smile at Celeste and goes, you hang in there. We'll be by to see you later. And
she stares blankly out the window.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be back for you.
Well, you know what? What about now? She'd win all the staring contests.
Okay, so what are you doing now?
We're going to exit the hospital, I think.
I'm gonna probably have to leave this bit for y'all. I'm about to park in the parking garage, and I'm probably gonna lose connection. But
That's
I'll pick
fine.
it back up.
That's fine. We can wait a moment. Where are you wanting to go besides leaving the hospital?
Should we try to swing by Benita's again?
It couldn't hurt, right? I mean,
Couldn't hurt.
maybe she's back.
It's a whole new day. Yeah, we could try.
All right.
All right, moment of truth. Oh, moment of truth for both of us. We gotta see how the parking garage connection is, and let's check on Benita.
I think we lost him.
All right.
That's
so you
all
go
right.
back to El Patio de Bonita, minus the Hispanic girl in the picture. This is pretty much what the front of the store looks like.
Is the Hispanic girl what Bonita looks like?
Yes.
Okay. So this place,
You
only
know,
Bonita less.
because you've seen her before when you visited the herb shop with Celeste.
Yes. And Celeste might have had a picture, but technically, doesn't that mean
Oh, yeah, I'm
Sierra's the
still
only
here.
one that's actually seen her before?
Could be. I don't know. Everyone can tell me whether they've been to the herb shop with Celeste or not. That is completely a player driven
This is
piece of
true,
information.
but I don't really see Craig as being hot to go to a fancy herb shop with his ex-girlfriend.
Was going to say the exact same thing. That was not something Craig would have done. That's a thanks but no thanks kind of thing.
I could see Mandy doing it, but probably more to humor Celeste than for genuine interest. She might find a nice flower or something and take home, but
I get the impression
Not-
a lot of her friend group were just kind of humoring her.
well, not to be rude to her, it seemed, like she might be a little bit of an airhead. A smart airhead, given, but
A wealthy airhead.
yes. And
The reason
airhead.
why intelligence and wisdom are two different stats.
You can be wise but stupid, or you could be intelligent but not wise.
Common sense.
The most underrated superpower.
So you arrive at Bonita's, and there is still no indication that the store is open.
Okay. Well, maybe there's a door to her actual apartment. We can try knocking on her door because she's clearly not in her business.
You feel like you could go around to the back.
Is
Okay.
this
We're going to go back around to the back.
Let's
a
try
building
that.
that has a fire escape? Is this a building that has a fire escape?
No, I don't believe there's a fire escape.
It's only
Okay.
buildings that were built
Just
in a
checking.
certain time period that ever had fire escapes, only not everywhere, just in certain cities.
Well, if I'm in a
Yeah.
building and it's a fire, I will make a fire escape one way or another.
Don't have a door? Make your own.
Yeah, it was something in places like New York for buildings over a certain height, like a certain number of floors that had them, but only in a certain time period.
They don't do that anymore, right?
Nope.
All right. It's a small store at the corner of a row of 5 businesses. As you arrive, let's see here. Walking around to the back, you find a fenced-in backyard surrounded by solid brick walls, about 6.5 feet high, with a back door.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna walk into my place and grab my laptop. So I'll rejoin y'all in a sec.
All right.
Okay.
Talk in a bit.
Sarah would like to carefully scan the area around for nosy neighbors, the uncomfortable stares of nearby cats, and anything else that seems out of place.
Roll me your luck.
I hope we see a kitty.
That would be very lucky.
Ah,
There actually, there is a cat. You hear it meowing more than see it. It appears to sound like it's coming from the garden area.
Sierra is going to crouch down and go, here, kitty, 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 kitty. Psst, 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 psst.
You hear a meow on the other side of the brick wall.
Let me give you a boost, see if you can see it.
Sure.
Do I need to roll for that, Keeper?
No, that'll be fine. Unless you're super weak.
I got strength of 75, so I think I can handle her.
No, you'll be fine.
Well,
Yeah,
you
or
do
if we're like in a
javelin.
hurry or something.
You peek over the wall and you see that there is a living quarters at the back of the store, and the backyard is dominated by an enormous cherry tree, surrounded by a myriad of plants of different shapes and colors. You see a cat wandering around the backyard. Roll me spot hidden.
Almost a funny number.
Almost. Sierra is going to look back at Craig and be, I found the cat. And she's going to straddle the top of the wall and offer him a hand up.
I'll take her hand and try to get up there with her.
Okay. You manage to both scale the brick wall. Are you planning on staying on the top, or are you going to go down into the yard?
Sierra is going to take advantage of her elevated view to look around again to make sure there's no nosy neighbors.
You don't see any nosy neighbors.
Okay, then she's going to hop down onto the other side of the wall.
Right behind you.
See a door.
We're just assuming
looks like
that
a
Mandy
simple
is
lock.
coming with us too.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Simple lockpick gun.
Yep. It's very easy to open. You have no trouble opening it.
I love modern day. Okay, Sierra is going to pull on a pair of gloves and carefully open the door.
Hey, you open the door like a CSI investigator. Bow, 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 bow.
Sierra is actually going to hum that as she enters the building.
Greg hears that, just looks at her and goes, really?
Sierra goes, you know, you got to have a little fun with life, Craig.
Not how I learned how to breach doors, but we won't go into that.
But you know how to hotwire cars.
Also, we will not go into that.
Maybe we could trade sometime.
It doesn't work as well as it used to on newer vehicles.
I'll bet you we could get a hell of a YouTube channel going. Picking locks and hot wiring cars for the education and entertainment of others.
I think lockpicking lawyers got you beat.
Yeah, but does he have anyone to help him hotwire a car? I think we got something he doesn't.
I imagine YouTube would not be happy about us putting that as a video on their site.
I don't know. They're fine with demonstrating how to break all kinds of locks, clearly.
Anyone has a 99 in their lockpicking skills, it's lockpicking lawyer.
That's because he didn't put skill points into anything else, probably.
At least in
So
law.
you come into a studio apartment. It's small, but every space is put to good use. There's a tiny kitchen area against one wall, a few cupboards, a bed unmade, a closet, and a bathroom measuring no more than 20 square feet, separated from the main room by a plastic curtain. There's also another curtain in between what you can easily assume is the studio apartment and the shop.
Era is going to stop and listen. Does she hear anything?
Make me a listen check. No, you don't hear anything.
She's going to look around on the floor for the cat dish.
Make me a spot hidden.
And I check for the stuff too.
You're welcome to check for a cat there.
I have not let the kitty go hungry, damn it. Yes, I am, because I can't see shit.
Sierra would like to open a cupboard and look for a can of tuna or cat food.
Okay. You open the cupboard and find a can of cat food.
Okay. She would like to locate the can opener and use the can opener to open the can of cat food.
That's fine. You don't need to roll for that.
Yeah, dump it into the.
Can's open.
The cat come running.
You see the cat on the outside, rubbing up against the door.
Okay. She's going to open the door and let the cat in.
The cat comes running in. Meow. Meow.
Yeah.
Starts rubbing up against your legs.
Yeah, she's going to put down the can of cat food. And then she's going to get a bowl for water for her.
She looks at you, looks at the food, and starts eating.
And going, all right, that's our good deed for the day. This totally cancels out the breaking and entering.
It was worth it for the kitty.
Anything for the kitty. Sierra's going to pet the cat.
The cat stops eating for a moment, says meow, arches its back, and then goes back to eating.
There like a place or like a charger for her phone or anything where she'd like keep notes or anything nearby?
You find a desk.
Oh, even better.
There's no computer on the desk, but there is a binder, some paperwork, a planner.
I don't want to look through the papers.
Go ahead and make me a spot hidden.
Uh-oh. My spot hidden is bad. Nope.
You only find one item of interest, and this is because you found a brochure for it earlier. Looking at the planner, you see an entry for the 21st. It says Mother Gaia Fertilidad.
Now, can Sierra help him search the place?
Sure, go ahead.
You definitely got better search hidden than I do. Oh yeah.
On one corner, you find a noisy refrigerator covered in stickers and environmentalist and Guatemalan themed magnets. Photos of friends and family. You see Benita and Celeste in some of the photos. You also find two pieces of paper magneted to the refrigerator with a cartoon bus bearing the word Guatemala. It is a medical report indicating that Benita had an infection requiring antibiotics.
Okay.
And the other piece of paper is a letter from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services denying her green card application.
Ooh.
Sierra clucks her tongue and goes, that's rough. Okay. Can we tell how long it's been since she's been home? I mean, obviously she hasn't been feeding the cat.
Your intelligence.
Can I roll that as well?
Yeah, you can both roll that.
Sweet me, eh? Huh. Come on, you know you want. I thought you were going to.
Craig, it doesn't look like she's been here for several days. As you're thinking about that and looking around for the kiddie bowl, you actually remember as you walk in, there's a kiddie bowl outside. You also don't find any sort of a cat door that would allow the cat to go in and out, or a cat box. From your role, because she's running a business, it probably wouldn't be allowed for her to have the cat inside.
Oh no, she can have it in her. She can have it in her apartment. She just wouldn't be allowed. Well, actually, cat cafes exist, so yes, she could.
The zoning.
Yeah, depends on the zoning. But this is mixed if she can have a business attached to her house. So yeah, she can have.
Yeah. Well,
Pardon me for.
she's already getting denied for a green card. They probably weren't going to let her do too much stuff. So what do we do with a kitty now?
Sarah blinks, looks at the cat, looks at Craig, looks down at the cat, and goes, "I always wanted a cat."
Merry Christmas.
Also, as you look on the desk, the accounts in her accounting book show that she barely eats out enough from the store to make ends meet and not much more.
Yeah, she's not doing so well.
I wonder if she got picked up by immigration because they denied her green card.
Not like anyone would know if they just rolled up in their masks and like thugs and bundled her in the back of a car.
The INS letter is only dated from the Thursday before.
I know, but they're literally abducting people as they come out of their immigration meetings.
Yes, but in this universe, Donald Trump is not the president.
Okay.
Right?
The horror game is less horrific than real life.
in this particular multiverse, Donald Trump is not the president. I don't know who is. It doesn't say, but it would be inopportune to assume. That doesn't mean she didn't get picked up. It would be inopportune to assume that she did just because in our current world she would have been.
So
David Hasselhoff is president.
Besides, how would she put the piece of paper on the refrigerator if she had been at a INS meeting and they nabbed her?
Well, it didn't say they nabbed her at the meeting. They could have just nabbed her when she's out getting groceries. They're not picky.
Sure.
Is there a mailbox outside?
There is one built into the wall that drops the mail into the house.
Is it full?
It's not full. You look down and there's a tiny pile of mail. It looks to be about maybe 2 or 3 days old.
So, in our universe, Donald Trump isn't president, but I guess what's her name that runs the Benita?
Benita is a Guatemalan immigrant that just got denied for a green card and is missing. And I would pointed out that the most likely explanation is she just got rolled up by this, but not in this universe.
Damn,
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying don't assume that it did because Trump is not necessarily the president in this universe.
And David Hasselhoff was president in this universe.
Wasn't he? No, he's big in Germany. He wasn't born in Germany. Okay.
Okay. The kitchen, by the way, is neat and tidy. Everything was washed and put up. You don't get the from your intelligence roll, Craig. You don't get the impression that she left in a hurry. When she left for whatever she was doing, she tidied the place up and She wasn't just pulled out, hauled out. There's no signs of struggle, anything like that.
That's a
That
good thing.
doesn't negate the thought that they rolled up and grabbed her when she was grabbing groceries.
You can argue all you like. I'm just providing you with the information that you see.
I appreciate that. Also, Mandy, I have a cat now.
Yay! What's their name?
Sarah points to the cat eating cat food in the kitchen and goes, I haven't decided yet.
Maybe we could call them Munchie. Sounds like
By
an
the way, the kitty cat looks to be a little full around the backside.
Is it a female
Pregnant?
cat?
You think that it might be? It might be a pregnant female cat.
Well, if you were wanting
Yay!
a cat, you're going to
Kittens!
get more of them.
And goes, Mandy, you want a kitten later? Craig, you want kittens, don't you?
How about kittens?
How are we deciding what to do with the cats? I had to let my own cat out of the bedroom.
Well, I don't know how many kittens she's going to end up having. I guess when it's closer to she's about to pop, I should probably take her to a vet and figure that out. They'll x-ray them and count skulls. Sierra is going to look around for something to bundle the cat up into.
Oh, so sweet of you. I say in and out of character.
She meows. You find a little dish towel. She meows. Meow.
Okay. Are we done searching the place now?
I think so. I don't know if there's anything else that really give us anything, but it's obvious Benita's been gone for a couple days.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to her, but just in case she got abducted by ICE or something else worse happened to her, we're going to take care of the cat. So Sierra is going to bundle up the kitty.
Did we find anything of note? Oh, like maybe about her business or anything?
It's not doing very well. She got denied for her green card, and she just got over some infection required antibiotics.
Hmm.
Hey, Keeper, can I roll medicine on her medical report to see if I can tell what she had?
Sure, you can. You can.
I don't have much medicine, but I can always roll. Nope. Yep, she was sick, all right.
But the
Can
infection,
he
the report
re-roll
was
his?
dated 3 days ago, though.
Can he Google the stuff on her medical report and push that roll?
He can, but it doesn't tell me what it is, so I'm just making up something for you.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Do
Sure.
it. Give us flavor.
All
I can tell
antibiotics,
you
at
it's
least.
it's probably not gonorrhea.
It's good to know.
Probably not an STD.
Okay, I'm telling you guys, looking at her medical report, she definitely did not have anything wrong with her prostate.
Wow.
You don't even have a prostate?
Nope.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Wow. You're wasted becoming a mechanic. You should have stayed in mess. Okay.
No, do you want to pay those student loans? Because I sure as hell didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, it helps if you have rich parents. All right, let's go. I have a cat.
Add cat to your
Okay.
gear.
All right,
Maybe
so
I
where are
should.
you going now? It's getting on about 3 o'clock.
Well, I guess
Oh.
Sierra will drop the cat off at her house.
Yeah. Maybe we should stop and
Okay.
grab her a bowl or some food or something.
Yeah, let's
I
swing by a
think it's-
PetSmart, grab some cat stuff.
You guys think it's kind of weird that with all the stuff going on about this pyramid scheme the ladies were into, that the cat's pregnant too?
I mean, I don't know. That seems like kind of a stretch, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, it's an outdoor cat. Clearly, it's been sledding it up with every tomcat in range. It's not exactly
hear
a
you.
shock.
Hey, don't slut shame her.
You can't slut shame a cat. It's slut celebrating. Who's a good kitty? You are.
Ooh.
Meow. Meow.
Please continue playing a cat.
Okay, so what
All
are
right.
you guys doing?
We might as well go back to the hospital, right?
Well, we have that other guy that we could check out.
Who's the other guy?
Jonas Evergreen.
Oh, is he local?
Is he local?
He is local. Not hard to get in touch with him.
Well, I mean, I guess it's better to go see him during business hours if we're gonna go see him. What's the play?
Wasn't
what
one
would
of
you
us
think?
going to pretend to be interested in what he's selling?
I think two of us were, but yes.
And his chemical business was the source of the altered pool chemical.
You know, if we wanted to go, like, not to suggest splitting the party, but we could, like, just Sierra and Mandy go in and pretend to, like, want to be interested by what he's selling. And Craig could look up, see if he could access, if at all, like, maybe who owns that property. Because it could just be abandoned, or they could have just snuck in, but it would be a bit more meaningful if we found out that the Evergreens owned that house, mansion.
Didn't we already do that? Is that why we found his name? No, we found it from the brochure.
Yeah, we found it from the brochure, and then we looked up the name of the chemicals.
Mhm.
You guys go play interested cult wannabes. I'll keep the cat company and try to find out anything from public records online about the property or the company.
Okay.
Might as well put
Don't-
those research skills to use, right?
And don't fall for his bullshit, please.
Well, I have to pretend to fall for his bullshit. That's how.
Yeah,
That's how we.
Pretend to.
It'll be
I would
like
like
Celeste.
everybody to roll me a luck.
Okay. Okay.
That didn't sound good.
I have 35 luck.
Oh. Why don't you be the one that gets it?
I will.
Oh shit! Oh.
Mandy, as
Fantastic.
you cuddle the kitty, your phone lets off a ding,
I
indicating that you've gotten an email.
I give the kitty, the unnamed kitty, a little scritch on the chin and check my phone.
You seem to have an email in your inbox.
Mm-hmm. Do I like see the subject line or anything before I open it up or open up my email?
You see an email address from an AV. It seems that they've only and this is
I am a Nigerian prince. Please help me to recover my millions.
handout 8. 8.
Congratulations, you're our 1 millionth customer.
Certain kind of enhancement pills are offered.
Let's talk about your car's extended warranty.
Wonder how many
You
scams we can
laugh,
go through
but-
before we get the info. Sorry, what's up, Book? What are we laughing? But
you get an email right on your phone,
Mhm.
and I'm assuming that you're going to be sharing this. So I'm just going to go ahead and post it in the channel if you're not asked. Dear Mr. Evergreen, while working on your latest text, we found an almost identical, albeit slightly longer reference in a Tunisian source written in ancient Arabic. We are attaching it here in case it helps with the interpretation of the full text. Sentences 9 to 11 of your text. Just as the first nourishes the child / infant / newborn within, inside, the other two, whole, nourish it from without, and the child / infant / newborn lives in the first vessel. Sentences 9 to 11 of the new source. Just as the first nourishes and protects the child within, the other two nourish it from without, one in body and flesh, the other in spirit and soul, and the child infant grows in the first vessel. Your reference 3141592, Nicholas Woods, Middle Eastern Languages Department, Lingwax Services, www.lingwax-services.biz.
Why
And
did
it
we
says
find
it's
this?
from a Woods Nicholas, but this was forwarded to you by somebody whose email address, the name on her email address or his email address says the letters. Hang on 1 second. Lost my. I had to double check this because I wanted to make sure. This email was forwarded to you from somebody with the initials AV.
I feel like Mandy sneers a little bit when she finishes reading, gets to the bomb, and sees this is like from the corporates. But yeah, huh? Got an email forwarded to me. Seems like it was for Jonas.
Why are you
Looks like
getting
he's.
other people's emails sent to you?
I don't know. Honestly, I would wonder if this is someone trying to consult me as an expert, but they don't
In
usually.
what?
Archaeology. Here, read for yourself, or history, I guess.
Okay, you think they would have sent you the original text rather than this partial translation?
Kind of sounds
Yeah.
like that weird ritual she did at her, or Celeste did at her party. It's not the exact same, but it's in in the ballpark.
Is this related? Can we figure out if this is related to the ritual she did at her party?
Well, I do remember trying to roll for history and not turning up anything for the what was it, Amalthea, something like that. Nate?
Amathea, Malthea, I'm
Amalthea.
not sure say it.
Yeah.
Is there links to be found if we roll, and what would we roll?
You're welcome to roll history,
Oh, okay.
Get it?
Sweet.
or if you have Arabic.
Oh.
Yeah, Sierra, you think that's a menu for Chinese restaurant?
No, ancient aliens.
You
Oh, there
still
you go.
watch that, Sierra?
Now you hate Saddam Hussein.
Mandy nails it.
Yeah, Andy, Tunisia, ancient Arabic. This seems to be some sort of a smaller portion of some larger translation of
Mm-hmm.
one sort or another that the recipient, Mr. Jonas Evergreen, received from some sort of a translation service. A Tunisian source would suggest somewhere in the Middle East.
I don't know someone who's but well, it's technically Middle East. Tunisia is just in Africa on the Mediterranean coast.
East-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. Could I just go to Google and see if Lingwax is still in business? Since this
You
was
can,
apparently sent
and
earlier.
you don't even need to roll for it. This is they're in business.
Okay.
You even find a LinkedIn for Mr. Nicholas Woods.
Oh, all right. Does it have his phone number or like his office phone on it?
It does.
Okay. I'll kind of share the idea with the group. So, I am kind of in the field here. I could give them a call and see if he'd be willing to share some information. If I could play it off as maybe I'm with Mr. Evergreen. Or we could wait until after we meet the man himself.
Go ahead and call him.
You can,
What's on your mind?
The only problem that you may run into from thinking about this is that you may run out of time to see Evergreen today, as it's beginning to get late. You haven't made contact to find out what his schedule is or what's going on with him.
Okay. I'm going to. I'll attempt the call and hope it goes to voicemail, and if not, I'm gonna just kind of hustle in after Sierra and try and make this phone call brief.
Okay. So you're calling Ligwax?
Yes, Mr. Woods, Nicholas Woods, yeah.
Okay. Beep, 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 beep. Hello, Ligwax Services. How may I direct your call?
Hi, I'm calling because I was put in touch, or told to get in touch with a Mr. Nicholas Woods.
Okay. Can I ask what this is in reference to?
Yes, you see, I'm an antiques expert, a bit of a historian. I had an email partially of a translation from a Tunisian, I believe, old Arabic source. I was hoping to get the full text.
Certainly. Let me transfer you to his line.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I see. They had a misprint on the little box that says handout 8.
Oh,
But
this not-
this is actually what you received.
okay, so you gave us the wrong handout.
I was trying to verify that, but I was not able to. Mr. Evergreen, in the report we sent you a few days ago, we regret to inform you we have detected a minor error in one of the translations where it reads, one of the 3 large vessels will be chosen. It should read, the strongest of the 3 vessels will be chosen. We have reviewed other texts and references in our files, and although the original translation was plausible, the dating and context of your text have convinced us the correct interpretation is the one we provide here. We hope to have a new and corrected version of the text ready within a few hours. This is dated October 30th, 2018.
So,
My apologies.
Oh, you're good. But just out of curiosity, is this properly like what? This would be something like 7 years old, right?
Well, it's currently 2025, and this email is dated 2018. So somewhere in that vicinity, yes.
Okay.
Right, and it's the same basic clue, and it sends us to LinkFax, so it just doesn't give us as much of the translated text.
Although it is possible that this was originally created in 2018, and then we moved the date to 2025, but I don't have information about that. So
I'll just work with a hidden, kind of make it ambiguous. Yeah. But I think that doesn't change the chain of like, hey, I've got this source, something to see if I could get the full text.
Right. Okay, so what do you want to do now? You get his voicemail, and he says that he's not available right now. Please leave a message, and he'll call you back.
Okay, pardon me. Yeah, I'll just leave a message saying like, Hi, my name is Mandy Parbanks. I'm an antiquarian historian here in Concord, and then give him like the phone number for my antique shop and my personal phone number if I can't be reached there. Oh, and my email address. Professional though, like not the store email, but like the one that's separate from your personal. Not to get too into the nitty gritty of it.
Not the onehotantiquarian@gmail.com?
No, that's my personal one.
Maybe you're still using your old college email?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's worked this long, huh?
Okay, got me there.
Besides, who's gonna forget onehotantiquarian@gmail.com?
Also a good point.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
I believe we were heading to see the cult leader.
Well, I'll stay back while you two go do that. They're not going to buy me wanting to get pregnant.
Well, maybe you could just go to them because your swimmers aren't swimming so good.
So are you?
Yeah, I think the main thing is we're wishing for a miracle here. So
Are
if you
you
want to come in,
calling or are you showing up?
I believe that Sierra did email the guys indicating interest previously.
Evergreen?
Mhm.
Okay. You check your phone and find an email that appears to be from his secretary, saying that she is happy to say that Mr. Evergreen has had a cancellation today. If you'd like to see him, and you're welcome to show up at 4:30 at their office.
Yeah, Sierra's going to share that with Mandy and Craig and go, so what exactly are we going to ask this guy? Like, we can pretend to be prospective members and see if we can get a tour and everything and learn more about his operations, but I guess we maybe would learn more about what Celeste found through him that way.
Their methods might be a good idea too.
Yeah.
we can't be
Maybe-
asking him too many questions. At least not too prodding.
Openly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one of us can visit the bathroom and then wander off tour or something.
That's an idea.
Do a little good old-fashioned snooping. Take your phone, take pictures, and try not to get caught.
That is a good rule.
Okay, so we're going to head off for the appointment.
Okay. When you arrive at the Mother Gaia headquarters, which occupies the bottom 2 floors of a fairly central office building, you see a sign in the lobby announcing a talk by Jonas himself, which must have started about an hour ago. You arrive at the reception and you are directed to a wide hallway on the left, at the end of which a double glass door leads to a small auditorium. The auditorium looks like it could accommodate about 250 people and is about half full. You see a man that you recognize as Jonas addressing the audience from a dais, while pictures are projected on a giant screen. A sign in front of the door says admission is free.
Okay, are we going to catch the end of his lecture then?
No, we might as well, right?
Okay, Sierra is going to head into the lecture with Mandy.
You coming, Craig?
I assume Craig didn't go with you guys because
Oh yeah.
Well-
I just didn't know if you walked inside with us or not.
no, I just let you guys go on. I stay back with the cat.
Nice. Come up with a name while you're there.
Same as
As
Cat.
you go in and find some seats. The projected images look like ancient Arab ruins and artifacts. Mandy, would you like to make me a history or archaeology roll?
Sure. Let's see.
I've got anthropology. Does that do anything?
No.
Okay.
I've already
I've got
got.
political science. Let me know when that becomes applicable, please.
I got a tick in history, but I feel like I should know something about what's going on. So, where did my history go?
Under the H's. Under first aid, actually.
And what is your history?
I've got 70 in history.
Okay.
Should I check?
You don't need to make a roll. You identify those as belonging to the Nabatean culture, native to present-day Saudi Arabia, which flourished around the 1st century AD.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It sounds like Evergreen might be closing up his speech. While the image changes to one of the inscribed clay tablets, you hear him say the following. Our ancestors understood Mother Nature far better than we do. We have strayed too far, and now we no longer understand her when she speaks to us. And these days, I'm sure you will agree, nature does not so much speak to us as cry out, pleading for our help. Thank you for coming. There's a quiet round of applause, and the lights go up. The audience stands and begins getting ready to leave. You see Jonas walk over to a laptop on a table, take out a flash drive, and put it in his pocket.
Oh.
You notice that his arm and hand move somewhat stiffly.
I knew it. He's a puppet.
Mandy snickers at that joke. Well, I've never shaken a puppet's hand before.
Always the first time. Okay, so we have a 4:30 appointment. I guess we're going to exit the lecture hall, but can we follow him out?
No, he's still there typing on the computer.
What's the time?
It's almost 4:30.
Okay, guess we'll approach him then.
Okay. Oh, hello. I'm Jonas Evergreen.
Oh, hello. I received an email. I actually have an appointment with you at 4:30.
Okay, we'll take a seat right here. We can go ahead and talk here if you like. Just give me a moment to finish closing this laptop down.
Sierra is going to walk around to take a seat in such a way that she gets a glimpse at the laptop screen. Does she see anything interesting?
It looks like he's closing down Microsoft PowerPoint.
Evil.
Evil and a puppet. Sierra is going to sit down.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
He's
sit
young,
next to you.
well-dressed looking man who clearly comes from old money. Do either of you try to shake his hand?
Oh, sure, if he
Sierra.
offers it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
he'll
both
offer
shake
it.
his hand.
As you shake his hand, you notice that his arm moves stiffly, and his fingers do not close over yours. Jonas
he-
apologizes, holding up his hand, and says, I have a mild case of ichthyosis, and I can barely bend my forearms or fingers. It's genetic. My whole family has it. It didn't help that my mother had oligohydraminosis. During
Sierra
her
just
pregnancy either.
Sierra just kind of blinks and goes, okay, and makes note to Google those later or Google Craig later.
Says,
The-
in that regard, my family has not been fortunate. Luckily, in many other things we have. He gestures at the luxuriously appointed seats in front of you.
Okay. Sarah nods and goes, yes, I was interested in the services of your company. And I thought maybe you could show me a little of what you guys do here.
Yes, we're
Oh.
kind of hoping for a bit of a miracle here ourselves.
A bit of a miracle? What kind of miracle
Oh.
are you looking for?
Well, you talk about how you offer natural remedies to the modern world's problems, right? And
That's right. Herbs and rituals designed to bring about positive change in your life. Fertility dance. It's all in the videos.
well, that's why we're
Have you ever
here.
had a chance to see our promotional video?
We caught a little bit of it as we walked in.
Okay, great.
I have
what,
to
what
say,
can I do for you specifically?
oh, and Mandy will flash a look at Sierra. Oh, well,
If
then,
you just want to join our program, you're welcome to go out to the secretary and sign up.
well, not quite so simply joining. You see, the modern world has failed us a bit. I don't want to speak for both of us exactly, but particularly your healing for fertility really drew me here. And apparently, you know your thing, your stuff. Looking at the Nabateans, I was impressive. I'm surprised you were able to draw that far back. I'm interested to hear what you've been able to come up with here at Gaia.
Well, fortunately, my family is well-to-do. So when I went to do research into the old ways, I didn't have too much difficulty. Money has its privileges, of course. But I mean, if you're just here to join with our fertility dances and our services, the secretary at the front desk could probably help you much better than I can.
Help me out, see. I'll give the Sierra that help me out a little bit here.
Well, to be fair, did we come in here with much of a plan?
It's very fair. But we did have an
Plan.
appointment. We did have an appointment, so if we're not, if we need to ask something more than surface level here, he's not going to just direct us to the secretary.
Ask him about
Right.
the translation.
We're not supposed to
Oh.
know about that. Are we going to reveal that someone's been forwarding us his mail? You want to out the whistleblower?
No, but we could ask him about the translation of, what was it? It was a pillar, right? That he was
You
talking
want to
about. when he
ask
walked
about
in?
the book? You say that we know that. How do we know that he got that book?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we kind of branch off from what we saw in the presentation to like kind of show our. We've displayed our interest, right? Now we
Mhm.
should display our.
Are you all having this conversation in front of you?
No, this was a bit of mental gymnastics for both doing. Okay, I'll go back to him and just start.
Any specific questions you'd like to ask him?
Yeah, I was interested if you have anything more on the Nabateans, especially if maybe you have a library. I'd love to learn what you've managed to connect from our ancient past to today, and
We're
how
happy to share with our members all of the information that we have. We even have a library for people who join. You're welcome to go to the secretary and sign up. There's a modest membership fee to join. We also have fertility dances and rituals that people can participate in, even if they're not members.
Well,
That would be cool to see some of those.
If you didn't have any other questions you wanted to ask,
What's the success rate on your product?
that's proprietary information.
And really shouldn't be. You'd think if you're trying to sell fertility dances, you'd be bragging about how effective they are.
I understand how you feel about that, but the number is high. But the
FDA.
But the FDA won't allow us to advertise specific outcomes because it's not considered a medical treatment. So that's why it has to be proprietary. I can't tell you what it is because that's an expectation of a medical service, and this is not a medical service. This is alternative fertility, fertility dances, communing with nature. I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't like druids dancing naked in the woods.
Although that does sound fun.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it did something for the druids, didn't it?
Yeah, but how many druids have you seen around lately? Maybe it didn't work that well.
Well,
no,
you've got
no.
me there.
This is something much more discreet in keeping with the times. It's just a ceremony to commune with nature, something symbolic.
Symbolic, huh?
I always did want to get closer to nature.
Me too. I spent so many times around artifacts, around man-made things. It's nice to just connect with nature and be at peace, really.
Hmm. Too much of modern life is just toxic.
I know. Actually, Mr. Evergreen,
Yes.
I don't mean to harp on it too much, but I do have a degree in history. I'm an antiquarian by trade. I was wondering if you might. Yeah, I was wondering. I do intend on signing up for a membership. If you have any specific artifacts of pride or books you might recommend once I have access to the library.
Well, unfortunately, if you want to discuss that kind of thing, we'd have to set up an appointment later. This is a short meeting that my secretary told me that I had the time to take, but I don't have time to go into anything in depth. Did you have any other short questions for me? Once you sign up, the membership, I'll be happy to have myself or one of our staff show you all those interesting things that you're asking about.
Oh, I was a little curious. I noticed you and your sister run this pretty well. But I was curious. I don't think I saw much of her in here. Like there wasn't anything of like pictures, and she's not here present. So I'm asking just after her, if that makes sense.
Me, a human.
That would be psychology.
Yeah.
Oh, psychology? Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. This is Delta Creed.
Psychology.
That looks pretty good.
Ooh, thank God this
Get
isn't
the
Delta Green. Yeah.
Yeah. For just a moment, when Mandy asked this question, you see a look of concern flash across his face. It's very brief, but for just a moment, he seemed to be uncomfortable about that. My sister, right now, she's busy, unfortunately, taking care of some of the other ends of business. Fortunately, there's two of us. He seems to make sort of a hand-waving explanation for why she isn't there.
Maybe she went swimming.
Ooh. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
another look of concern flashes across his face.
Sierra's just.
I don't know that she would go swimming.
All right.
He holds up his hand and says, we're not exactly agile swimmers.
Sierra shrugs and goes, well, that's what they make those floaties for, right? Anyone can swim with enough help.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the sister, I forget her name off the top of my head.
Agnes.
She was more the spiritualist of the two, and he was the business person. Is that right?
She is a driving force behind the spiritual concept of our organization, but I am not a slacker myself on the spiritual side. I do spend most of my time on the business side, but yes, and mostly. To answer your question.
Sorry, I was trying to ask that out of character, but good enough. I'll take it. Well, of course. I was just hoping to get in touch with her just to learn more about what
You're welcome to contact the secretary and see if you can schedule an appointment.
You know what? We'll do that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us. I feel better getting to actually to shake hands with the company founder.
Certainly. Was there anything else that I could help you with?
That'll be all. We'll make another appointment if we think of more stuff that we can talk to you about.
He checks his watch and says thank you and starts to leave.
Okay. Sierra turns to Mandy and goes, "Well, let's go see the secretary about getting a membership for access."
Yeah, apparently she's the gatekeeper around here.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, the keymaster.
Are you a god?
Yes.
And you go to the secretary. She smiles. Mother Gaia, how can I help you?
Does she genuinely greet us like that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, hi. I was actually hoping to apply for membership.
She hands you a clipboard and a pen. The fee is $300.
Okay. Jonas, he really talked up, said you could really help us here.
Good, that's great. Go ahead and fill that out.
Yeah, I'm filling it out as I talk. I don't remember what the spending level is for modern off the top of my head, but I'm in the wealthy bracket, so I feel like maybe that's part of my daily spending.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. She hands you a little brochure.
I hand her the
As a
check.
process, she says, "They'll process your application. You can get an email sometime in the next week letting you know when your orientation is."
Okay, and what can I expect with orientation?
Well, we orient you to the group.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
And you're quite welcome. And welcome to Mother Gaia.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's an honor to be part of it. And I'll turn away and go back and meet Sierra if she's waiting.
Okay. And Sierra, what are you doing while Mandy does this?
She's Ains away at the moment, so if you want to cut to
Okay.
good old
Craig.
Craig, yeah.
Craig. It's about 5 o'clock. You get a text message from the hospital.
Oh. What does it say?
Mr. Harris, please contact the hospital.
I'll contact the hospital and talk to Dr. Hitch. Yes, I'm assuming it's just I need to talk to her.
Hench,
Hitch.
like henchman.
I'm sure that's just coincidence. I'll call the hospital and ask to talk to Dr. Hinch.
Yes, Mr. Harris. I don't know how to say this, but Celeste is gone.
What? How?
I don't know. I went in to check on her, and she wasn't there. We don't know where she went.
Yep, you guys are really not worried about someone going on a walk around, and look what happened.
Mr.
All right.
Harris, most patients that are in her condition wouldn't be expected to even get out of bed and go to the bathroom on their own.
She was that bad. She didn't seem that unhealthy to me. She looked sick for sure, but where she couldn't even stand up.
Her mind was mostly vacant.
When was it that you went back and found her gone? Just now?
About 10 minutes ago.
Okay, I'll get my card, see maybe I can find her around. So I'll go look around where the hospital is. She couldn't have gotten too far in 20 minutes. And he'll hang up, thank her, and he'll text the other two, let them know that he's going to the hospital or trying to find any track of Celeste, and she's ran off.
Okay. Are you going to the hospital without them?
If they tell me to wait, I'll wait. But otherwise, if they give me the okay, I'll go at least try to start my
No,
search.
yeah, he's got to start ahead of us because he's going to get there before we would.
Though I think we were riding together, so you might just have to hang out that mother Gaia for a little while. Or
Uber.
get like an Uber, yeah.
Either that or pay for our memberships and try to access the library.
Oh, I already wrote them the check, so we could.
Oh, you remember that symbol she kept writing?
Yeah.
What do you want to bet she's headed to the pool?
Oh,
Oh shit. I'll text Craig or to tell him to check the
Yeah,
pool.
Sierra
And,
is going to be like, you know what, Mandy, let's just take an Uber right to that property because we can get ahead of it and then he can pursue from the other direction. Maybe we can
Yeah.
cut her off.
Yeah, good idea. And I'll ring us up an Uber. I mean, there must be a reason Celeste always took these instead of, I don't know, calling one of us. Or learning to
Probably
drive.
because we get frustrated with her constantly begging for rides.
If only that was the college experience I had with her.
Craig, you arrive at the hospital, and Dr. Hinch and the security people meet you, take you back to the back. Mr. Harris, I don't know how to say this, but we reviewed the security footage, and it seems that she left alone walking out on her own 2 feet about 2.5 hours ago. She seemed to be suffering from sharp abdominal pains that forced her to stop and double over from time to time. It looks like she donned a stolen orderly's uniform over her pajamas and walked out the front door.
is the front door face where the pool and everything that from her image is at?
Front door of the hospital.
Yeah, but is that like if she walked straight out of the hospital, would she'd be able to walk there in 2 hours?
No, I doubt it.
Okay. Thanks for the information. I'll try following her on foot. Maybe I can catch up to her. And he'll text the others, let them know what they found. Let them know I'm walking my way towards the ruins or whatever you want to call them. Maybe I can catch up to her or find a track of her.
Well,
As you leave the hospital, you notice maybe a spot hidden.
oof. Damn, that was close. Or is that technically a fumble because you got less than 50?
You know,
Not the. Okay.
you see a
I
police
didn't do
car
shit.
parked outside the hospital.
Walk up to the police car, kind of knock on the window, and show him a picture of Celeste. Came to see this woman walking by earlier?
Nobody in the cop car.
Oh. Okay. They're just sitting there?
Lights are running. Engines on. What do
Must
you
be
do?
some. I assume if it was something serious at the hospital when they're right there, I would have heard about it while I was there. So I'll keep trying to find Celeste's tracks.
Which way do you go?
I try to take the most direct route between the hospital and
Are you walking or in your car?
I'll in my car if I can. I mean, I'll kind of
Okay.
wander around outside a little bit, but I'm not expect to see her after 2 hours still in the parking lot.
As you walk towards the parking lot, you see a police officer with his notepad out, talking to somebody. Make me a listen check as you pass by them.
Oh, my listen sucks. Nope.
Damn.
I should have headed this pre-gen a little bit because the two biggest skills he gave crap for.
Make me an intelligence roll.
Barely.
The cop is talking to somebody in front of an empty parking spot. And you see them gesturing at the spot and reacting animated. You remember that summer that you met Celeste.
Oh. He'll walk up. Excuse me, officer. Sir, I heard you all talking. Did a car get stolen?
The cop and the hospital patron both look at you. The patron has a dumb look on their face. Yeah, somebody stole my car about 2 hours ago.
He'll show a picture in his phone of Celeste. Would she look like this?
I don't know. I wasn't robbed, but nobody else has my keys. They must have hotwired it.
Is it an older model vehicle?
Yeah.
Officer, my friend Celeste was in the hospital. She's having some psychological issues. As teenagers, we learned how to hotwire vehicles. I never expected that she'd use it in this way. She didn't even own a car herself. And about 2 hours ago, she walked out of the hospital, stole an orderly's uniform, and just ran off, which is unusual for her. Hospital staff didn't even see her leave. I think it might be related.
Okay. What would you like me to do?
He'll give him the picture of her and say, I think she's going to wherever the address, I don't know if we actually have an address for where that empty pool is.
Yeah, we
But
would have an address for it. We've been there.
that's true. He'll give him whatever that address is. I
Okay.
think she may be going there. She kind of has an obsession with that area currently. It might be a place for you to look to get the gentleman's car back. And he will
Okay.
get
He
our
takes down the information and says, we'll try to roll a car out there later and see if there's any luck. Can you think of anywhere else she would be?
possibly her home. He'll give the officer that address.
Okay.
Maybe the Mother Gaia organization and then that address. But that's the only ones
Okay.
I can really think of her going to.
Okay.
Best of luck, officer.
He takes
Hope
down
you
the
get your car back, sir.
information and walks back to his car.
Your audio kind of went fuckety there.
My
Yeah.
headset getting bad.
Probably.
Let me plug
I
it
know.
in. And is that better?
Yes.
I think the battery's just getting low and I didn't plug it in this morning like I should have. Okay, after giving the officer the information, he'll keep going back towards the pool.
Meanwhile, Sierra and Mandy are taking an Uber directly to the pool.
Okay. It takes you about 20 minutes. You arrive at the empty house. There doesn't appear to be anybody there.
Okay, we're gonna get out. Sierra's gonna pay, and I guess we don't need to tell the guy to wait around or come back in 20 minutes because, well, it's Uber. We can just. Well, actually, we're in a dead zone, aren't we?
Yeah.
She's gonna tell the guy to come back in 20 minutes.
He frowns and says, "Well, if you need a ride, just punch into the app."
Sierra's like, no, this is a dead zone, unfortunately. I won't be able to call Uber directly.
Here,
I'll see what I can do, but I mean,
Sierra is
I'm on
going
Uber,
to.
so if they send me somewhere with a
Well, you guys
The
know
customer-
that Craig's coming your
Sierra
way.
is
So
going to pull out a $100 bill, rip it in half, and hand him half, and go, "You get the other half when you come back."
okay.
it is cold.
if he drives off, and
As
maybe
he's getting ready to leave, Craig shows up.
as the Uber leaves, or like, Mandy's gonna look at Sierra and go, that was badass. Love that for you.
Sierra, what'd you do?
Sierra says, "I made sure the Uber driver would come back. I wasn't sure when you were going to show up."
Now that you're here, though, looks kind of empty. I don't know if we haven't checked the pool yet.
Let's check there first.
Yeah, start at the pool and work our way backwards in case. But she has such a large head start on us.
What scares me.
Right? Yeah. Head to the
We-
pool.
You
We
got the
didn't.
part about her doubling over as she was leaving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't fail to tell you that? Okay.
Yeah. He
figured-
also told us that she was maybe and maybe not pregnant, which means she's got tumor.
We didn't see any like cars pulled off to the side on our way up here, though.
No,
Just
you did not.
all right, then
This
pull it
area
in.
appears to be empty.
Let's check the pool.
Hmm.
You go back to the pool. The pool appears to be empty. It looks just like you left it.
Okay. There's absolutely no sign that she got there before us.
Doesn't appear anybody's been here since you were here last. Last
Okay.
Last
Let's
evening.
figure. Well, we
Well-
know that she stole a car, right? So
Well, I mean, how obvious would she be if she got here? We didn't see a car, but I'm just gonna check the shack just because I have a feeling, and I guess Mandy might have one too.
Doesn't
You open
hurt.
the shack and find the empty chemical containers and everything just like you left it.
Well, she's not here.
curiosity, there isn't the drums aren't full of, like, there's no way we could like recreate the pool with the chemicals, right?
The containers that are there are empty.
Okay. Hmm. Well, she definitely had time to get here if this is where she was headed.
And
head back to
it
her
is
home?
now about 6:30.
Well, where else would she go? She could go to Mother Gaia, but I get the feeling maybe she's been disillusioned with them. And if she escaped, I don't know why she'd go back.
What made you
wild
think she was
idea.
disillusioned with them?
Well,
Oh, hang
Go
on,
ahead.
Craig. What did you say?
What about the Thai restaurant? We can drive by there too.
or the herb shop.
Yeah.
You
Are
think
they
maybe
just-
she got a sudden craving for Thai food?
Well,
The only place
Yeah.
we know she's been lately.
I mean, to be fair, that was some awesome crying tiger with grilled chicken.
Fair.
maybe she's gotten tired of the hospital food and just got the mood in her.
Who
That
would-
doesn't explain why she was doubling over, though.
Well, her stomach was distended whenever we were in there.
Yeah,
Well,
they said that was gas, that she wasn't pregnant.
if she's thinking clearly enough, maybe she did go to Mother Gaia. I was just thinking she might have been disillusioned with the drawing, but that's all she gave us.
Well,
If modern medicine failed her, that's where I think she'd go, though.
let's
Oh,
try
let's
If
head
she's
that.
back to Mother Gaia then. Come on, Craig. There's apparently fertility dances that non-members can attend too.
Yeah, I'm sure there's no request for donations when we get there either. And he'll drive them over there.
Okay. Now I understand the membership's $300, and Sierra would have taken one too. I think we both got to sign up for a membership to gain better access to this place, don't we? If we want to actually wander around.
But they didn't. It's not like automatic. They told us that we should receive word back in a week, and then we'll have an orientation.
Interesting. Well, was there anything that we saw on the inside? We were here before that indicated that the members got a key card or anything. Like, is there
we didn't see key cards. No.
Okay, so there's nothing obvious that they would be able to tell members apart from non-members, other than knowing them by face.
No, but you weren't looking at the time, so there could be, just not anything you obviously saw.
Okay. When we arrive back the second time, she's looking.
Yeah, is everyone tatted in a certain way, or have a specific piece of jewelry, clothing, anything like that?
You noticed. You weren't looking either.
Ah, she's looking now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you back at Mother Gaia?
Yeah,
went
we were
back there,
driving back.
yes.
Yeah, we were on the
The
way.
building is closed. Looks like they closed the office at 6:00.
Yeah, but if Celeste isn't in her right mind, I don't think it being closed would stop her. Craig, you want to drive around the outside here and see if we can find that car?
Sure.
Drive around and make me a spot hidden.
Ain't seen shit.
I'm
Well,
seeing
thank God
something.
one of us is looking.
How packed is this back lot for a car to be that missable? It's a car.
The back lot is not super packed. You don't see any vehicles matching the description he got from the police officer of what the car looks like.
Well, I guess that's good she's not here.
I would like everybody to make me actually make me a wisdom roll.
Yeah,
power
but we don't
roll?
have that as a stat.
Or POW. No, not POW. Let's do intelligence.
Okay.
Or
would you-
number? So
I don't know if it'd make a difference, but would you prefer I'll just roll intelligence. That's closer
All right,
to.
what are we
oh,
forgetting?
Shit.
whoa, nice.
Whoa.
Mandy,
That's me.
what does the music that you are listening to right now remind you of?
It reminds me of college nights spent at Celeste's place, hanging out, trying to study, or at least to get Celeste to focus on studying instead of getting too distracted.
This is a new thing.
Okay,
I mean,
sorry.
it's the same
You
kind of
haven't heard her
bardcore as
listening. You hadn't heard her listening to this except 5 weeks ago at the dinner party.
That's right. This
Oh, I'm
is
sorry, I
that
guess I
bardcore
couldn't hear the
music she had
music.
at the dinner party.
Sorry, I couldn't hear the music, but yes, the
You
bard.
can't hear the music?
I cannot.
Well, Well, we
Can.
can
Oh.
individually adjust volume, so you probably turned it down before.
Oh yeah, that's my bad.
Dream of what I need. I need a hero.
Be like,
You
Oh, yeah,
remember at the party. In fact, you have perfect fucking photographic memory clarity. You remember her talking about her friend Benita.
mhm.
You remember her saying that when she's scared or she's hurt or she's unsure, that she goes to Benita's house for comfort, even if Benita is not home. And given
Oh my
that she's
God.
not at Mother Gaia, she's not at the hospital, and she's not at the pool, it dawns on you that she said this at the party 5 weeks ago.
Okay, I guess we're heading to Benita's then.
I am so stupid, but yes, please, let's go.
I didn't think of it either, man.
Well, and you know what? It's a good thing we rescued the kitty. The kitty is going to be safe from whatever's going to happen.
That's a good way to look at it.
How fast are you driving, by the way? Are you like in a hurry? Are you driving calmly?
He has
and
2
patiently?
hours lead on us. I think we're just going to not violate traffic laws.
Yeah, I mean, if I speed it like 5 miles over, just a little bit over,
Okay.
but nothing.
All right, that's fine. You arrive at Benita's house. Do you go in the front or the back?
We don't have a key. We have to go in the back.
Okay. You don't need to roll a climb. There is a small gate that is open.
Motherfuck, why didn't I notice that when we came over the first time?
Because it's more fun to
Okay.
go over the wall.
True.
Hey,
And the gate, however, is slightly ajar.
Okay. Sierra's going to go through the gate.
Okay. You see the back door to Benita's is slightly open.
Sierra is going to go. I think she's here because I remember shutting that door behind me when we left. And goes.
It's about 7 o'clock now.
Okay, we're going to go towards the house. And stopping right outside the door, Sierra is going to listen.
Make me a listen roll.
Can we all stop to listen, I presume?
Sure. Everyone can stop and listen if you want.
I rolled the wrong thing, sorry. Oh, it didn't go good.
You're good. Ooh.
Oh, that'll work.
Craig, you
Nice.
listen and you don't hear anything in the house. But are you walking into the gate to listen, or are you outside the gate listening?
We are actually right behind the back door.
So you're in the yard.
Absolutely.
So you don't need a roll for this. The garden, which looked tall and barren and wintry almost, as if it were getting ready to shut down for the winter, is a vibrant, lush mess. The plants are blossoming and blooming and growing out. The flowers are blooming. The grass is overgrown. It reminds you of Star Trek: The Search for Spock, when they shot Spock out of the capsule and he landed on the planet with the Genesis weapon, and all of a sudden there was just this tremendous growth of verdant force. The cherry tree is even blossoming as if it were spring instead of late fall.
This garden
A little
wasn't.
weird.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna brush past that because I'm here for Celeste, and
You're not going to brush past it. You're going to give me a sanity roll. Everybody's going to give me a sanity roll.
damn.
That's a failure, but it's the funny number, so I should get to re-roll that.
Oh, looks like I am brushing past this.
Plants don't
Damn
bother
it.
me.
Okay, it's a failure.
Okay, so the one who failed takes a 1d6. The people who succeed take 1. The vibrant pink of the branches dominates the scene,
That's a mental
rounded out
break.
by a mantle
No.
of flowers and fruit covering the ground. Everything Benita has planted is either flowered or ripened.
Sierra's about to lose her shit because of the plants.
Okay,
At first, let's get the intelligence roll out of the way. And she failed!
No.
alright,
That's
so I don't
fu-
think you continue rolling past that. You just
Nope.
brush it off as you just must not have noticed it before.
Yeah, I just must
Daydreaming
not
or
have
something.
before. Yeah.
Okay.
Rationalize. Yeah.
Right.
I
Rationalizing it.
was looking for a GIF because there's this like soundbite of someone on like an interview being like, "Weed don't bother me. I hate weed." It just reminded me of like.
Oh, good. And it's GIF, not GIF.
Oh, is it? I've heard it both ways, and people get a bit stingy either way. So I guess I'll just say GIF for now.
GIF sounds weird. I'll stick
Okay.
with GIF.
Well, it was the name of the peanut butter brand I grew up with, so it's kind of
Same.
there. Oh.
Yippee.
You walk into the apartment. Yes.
Yes. What's up?
The kitchen is a mess, a complete disarray. The refrigerator and all the cupboards are open. There's bits and pieces of food on the floor. Something or someone has been eating everything they could find. There are even bite marks and a slab of raw meat. Clearly, they also rummaged through the trash, which has been taken out of its cabinet and overturned onto the light tile floor. Needless to say, whoever was doing the eating did not bother with plates or cutlery. They seem to have stepped in a puddle of dark juice and tracked footprints around the room.
Do they look Celeste shaped? Celeste sized?
Do they look human?
Go ahead and roll me your track.
Oh, okay.
Can I roll that as well?
Sure you can.
Got
Let
above
everybody
average.
try a track.
Oh, I ain't seen shit.
No, me neither.
They're somewhat small, but they're only partial footprints. They do look like, though, that they could be the size of Celeste's foot, but beyond being of a similar shape and a similar size, you can't tell anything by it.
Sarah
Bite mark in the
is
raw
going
meat
to-
like a human bite?
What's that?
The bite mark in the raw meat, does it look like it was made by a human?
Roll me your survive forest or whatever, or camping or backpacking or whatever it is you have that would be like
I
related.
got woodlands. Nope.
It's a small, roundish. It doesn't appear to have been torn by a dog or canines, but beyond that,
Okay.
you're not sure.
Mandy will call out to, feeling confident enough to do so. He'll call out for Celeste. Just, Celeste?
Before she
Celeste?
does that, Sierra's gonna hiss whisper and goes, "This is just like that story with the little girl that goes into the bear's cottage and eats their food and sleeps in their beds."
Mandy would snicker at that if she wasn't already calling out.
Sierra, you had the highest sand loss. This reminds you of the day that you went into the hospital. And you remember overhearing the nurses saying, "It's as if all the pregnant women in town got together and agreed that today was the day."
Right. That means there's a cat giving birth in her apartment right now. Okay, Sierra is going to go. I think all those babies are being born in the hospital at the same time, aren't they? She's going to approach the apartment to see if she can find Celeste.
Well, Well, I mean, the apartment is just one floor, and it's a studio.
Okay, well
There's
then.
not like
Not
lots
here.
of walls. You look in the bathroom, you look in the store, nobody's here.
She was here, but she left?
It would appear so.
Oh,
Let me know when you get ready to leave.
Let's see if we can try to
Okay.
find more tracks outside she's left.
yeah, can we spot any sign of which way she went from here?
Well, as you go to leave, you see on the inner wall of the yard a figure. It looks like a half circle over a rectangle with 3 squiggly lines below.
Oh, I think she maybe left a calling card. Sierra is going to approach the figure.
It looks exactly like,
The drawing that she was making over and
Yes,
over and over
correct.
again?
yes, correct.
Right. That doesn't help us find it, does it?
Well, maybe she's trying to tell us to go back, but at least she's thinking about us, I guess.
Should we go to the pool then?
It's our best lead, isn't it?
Only we got. Well, back to my truck then.
Okay, back to Craig's truck.
Okay.
So is Craig's truck a 4-seater, or does one of us have to squeeze in the
No.
middle or in the back?
It's 4-seater.
Ah, nice.
Hey, so where are you headed now?
Pool.
Back to the pool. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, as you're getting ready to leave, I need everyone to make me a spot hidden.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Everybody.
All of you find a dead and bloodied rat on the ground. A chunk of its back is missing, as if someone had taken a huge bite out of it.
Ew.
I think she might be having a mental breakdown.
Well, yeah, if she's doing all this, she doesn't even eat meat.
I need everybody to roll me their sanity.
Still okay.
If you pass, take 1 sand loss. If you fail, roll 1d4 sand loss.
Oh, that worked out.
Nice. Mandy's gonna say to look to the two. Shouldn't have with the phone. Should we go ahead and call 911? We think we know where she's gotta be, right?
I mean, we could, but they're not going to beat us there. But maybe we can take her to emergency and get her intaked because she needs a psychiatric lockdown.
Call her. You guys make the call where I'm driving on the way. Wouldn't hurt to have it there.
All
Okay.
right.
We are going to attempt to engage social services to receive her if we find her.
Okay, so you're calling social services at
Well,
Yeah,
7:30 at night?
I think the move is.
We are engaging we will be bringing someone to you later for a 72-hour psychiatric hold.
Okay. There is not a number that you can call that will get you somebody there, although roll me your intelligence. Yeah, you don't think you'll be able to contact them until they open tomorrow.
Okay.
Anybody else you're calling as you drive hurriedly towards the abandoned house?
I'll give him the number of the police officer that I talked to, and say maybe let him know that we may have a lead for him.
I'll call him instead of 911 directly because
Okay.
You don't want an ambulance to show up there and there be no emergency.
He thanks you for letting him know. He says he'll contact dispatch and see if they have an officer available to go in and check it out.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're driving to the empty house by the the estate by the highway again, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. As you pull up, you hear the sound of running water. Countless clumps of new grass and small flowers that look like they have only just opened dot the ground, poking up even among the debris inside the house. None of this was here when you visited an hour ago. I need everyone to make me a sanity roll.
And the hits keep on coming.
Oh shit.
It's fine. I just must not have noticed it. Too focused on the pool.
Alright, if you pass, take 2 points of sanity damage. If you fail, roll me a 1d6.
Don't forget to roll intelligence.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that intelligence. Damn it, Mandy, why do you have to be so smart?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a phone call.
Go right ahead.
That'll be a mental break for Mandy, and I think that's actually... Is that would... No, okay, I'm not indefinitely. I'm just temporarily.
You're temporarily insane in the membrane.
Indeed I am. And I also passed that intelligence check, so I understand that this is wrong and this should not rationally happen.
Would you like to select a mental break for them, or would you like to roll on the Wheel of Wonder?
If I had to guess, like, what would happen? I mean, there's...
So for your temporary insanity, roll me a 1d10.
Okay. I'll take the Wheel of Fortune and put a little flair on it. That's a 4. And I'll roll a
You
D10.
become obsessed with cataloging and researching plants. You're convinced that you've stumbled on a vital clue to an ancient calendar or alien horticulture. So you're like down on the ground, pawing around, looking at the flowers. This is milkweed. This is thistle. This is something. You're like picking them up, and you have a book with you or anything?
I have my sketchbook.
Okay, so you've opened the pages of your sketchbook and you're laying the flowers out and like trying to press them between the pages. I have to document this. This is important.
We have to know. I mean, there's so much here. It's, yeah, I guess I'll just be doing that in the yard for a moment until someone stops me or I see them walk away.
Sierra just looks at Mandy very weirdly.
You see not one but several cars parked outside the house.
Sierra would like to examine the cars.
One of them matches the description of the vehicle that was... Actually, there's two. Sorry. One of them is a van bearing the Evergreen Industries logo. The back door is open, revealing several drums inside, the same type that you found in the pool's equipment room. The second is an ambulance, which is also open with an IV pole next to it. You hear the pool filling with water.
Sierra would like to take a moment while we're waiting for Brockett to come back from his phone call to puncture the tires of both the van and the ambulance.
Okay, I missed some shit.
There are two parked vehicles, one bearing the Evergreen Industries logo. The back door is open, revealing several drums inside, the same type that you found in the pool's equipment room. The second is an ambulance, which is also open with an IV pole next to it.
And Sierra is engaging in a constructive bit of making sure that whatever they're doing, they can't get away.
By the way, do I need to roll on that duration, or am I just gonna presume I'm gonna be doing this for a little bit?
You're going to be doing that for a little bit.
Okay.
Craig, I don't know if you've noticed, but Mandy is like into the plants.
She may be having a little bit of a hard time right now with all of it.
Would you like to try and talk her down?
That's probably not the best one to do so.
By the way,
Ah.
you hear running water in the back.
Let's check
Yeah,
the
I know,
running
I
water. Mandy's safe.
Okay, let's confront multiple people with a swimming fetish alone. Let's go.
Before they leave, Craig will grab his pistol out of his truck.
Okay. You make your way around to the back, and you see the pool. In the pool is a wheelchair down in the bottom, in the deep end, with a young Hispanic woman dressed in a lightweight nightgown sitting in it. The water is already up to her knees, but she doesn't appear to be responding to it.
I will go pull her out.
Sierra is going to go for the pump room.
As you get ready to go in, Broket, your phone goes off. You got a text message.
That's not important. There's someone stuck in a pool not responding. That comes first. I can check the text in just a moment.
As you start getting ready to get into the pool, you notice Jonas pacing back and forth on the other side of the pool, visibly agitated. He appears to be checking something on a tablet and muttering to himself. Behind him, two men are unloading the drums from the truck and carrying them into the equipment room.
Yeah, Sierra is approaching the pump room.
Yeah, Sierra, your phone also beeps with a text message.
She pulls out her phone to glance at it on.
It says Benita is not who they think she is. AV.
Sierra is going to blink at that.
Oh, shit. Oh, I think I just had a brain flash there.
You had a brain flash.
Okay.
Out of character.
These people have not seen you yet. I would like for you to tell me what you plan on doing.
Craig will go to him and yell, "Are you assholes going to sit there and leave her while the pool's filling up?"
Is that your plan?
Attention.
They say
It sounds like his plan.
Sierra's
is that what
not
everybody's
noticed.
doing? Are you
Sierra's
all
away
Sierra-
from him.
Sierra is attempting to angle her way around to the pool room, but if she knows people are there, she's going to be working her way through the undergrowth around the pool and trying to stay out of sight.
Okay.
While Craig is a nice big distraction.
Okay.
Should I ask if I should?
You snap out of it, Mandy, and make your way to the back. Seeing these two standing there watching Jonas, muttering to himself, tapping on the pad. I don't understand. But hurry up! It's getting ready to happen.
Craig will check his phone to see that text message as he walks up to Jonas and the two assholes.
Yeah, it says
He sees the
Benita
same-
is not who they think she is. AV.
I bet you A
Andy.
is Agnes.
Yes.
Except her last name isn't V, but sure.
Okay. So you guys getting ready to start?
Yep.
Okay. So you walk out and start to talk, and just as you do, Celeste appears, stepping out from behind the building. She is still wearing the stolen orderly's uniform over her green hospital pajamas. All of her clothes are filthy, and her hair, as are her hair and hands. Her fingernails are torn, and her hands, hair, and face are splattered in blood. You see her march up to Evergreen and plant a passionate kiss on his mouth. Jonas, as surprised by this turn of events, doesn't react. Celeste immediately takes a step back. You see Jonas staring at her, wide-eyed. Suddenly, he opens his eyes even wider and gazes off into the distance. His body begins to convulse with spasms. Something seems to be moving inside of him, struggling to get out. His limbs swell and twist, and his skin starts to give way. Before that happens, whatever is inside of him forces his way out through his body's natural orifices. Slender tree branches burst from his ears, mouth, and nose. You hear a snapping sound as his left eye pops out of its socket to make way for another branch. Soon after, the pores of his skin give way, and his entire body becomes a puppet, as if someone had peeled off his skin and a single piece laid it out on a dried brush. Need everyone to roll me sanity, please.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. Yeah.
You can lead a horticulture, but you cannot make her think.
Oh,
Oh, we all passed at least.
that's a first.
Hey, if you passed, take 1d4.
Feels like a whole cavalcade of bad shit happens to us and we don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. Alright, well, that's definite insanity from Mandy.
Okay,
Wow.
Ciara would
Going
like to
back
make a
on-
tactical
going back on
retreat.
Stephanie, you're going to retreat?
Yes.
I would like to remind you that Benita is in the pool.
That is where Craig's going.
Okay, you're going to jump
And it
into
gets
the
him
pool?
away from whatever the fuck just happened to Jonas. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
image.
Savannah
sure.
knowledge that Jonas went and
By the way,
by the pool
Mhm,
thing, so she can't head that way without getting closer to the tree man.
right.
So yes, a tactical retreat would be called for.
Okay, so Mandy, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, that is intelligence on 5 plus? Because I did get indefinite insanity with that sanity loss.
Like, if
you're
we're supposed to
protected
be
from
carrying-
you're protected from further sand. Is it further sand loss or further temporary insanity?
Well, while
I
she's
believe it's-
under the effects of a mental break, she can't lose more
but
sanity.
she's done with her mental break.
Yes.
Yeah,
All bets are off now, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, she should be
That's fine.
mentally fragile, I believe, as the rules say, which means it's easier for her to lose her shit.
Yeah.
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 So-
You don't understand what's happening now, though. By the way, Craig.
Yep.
As you get ready to go into the pool, the water has a weird color to it. It's almost pinkish.
Yeah, because they've been dumping
God.
chemicals into it. You're dumping into a big batch of artificially recreated mammalian
Amniotic fluid.
amniotic fluid. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm wearing my work boots. Doesn't matter. Don't want the lady to die.
If we're supposed to be carrying forward the knowledge from the previous modules into this, should I not be just having Sierra try to shoot Celeste?
If you have a gun and you want to try to shoot her, you're welcome to do so at whatever penalty is going to be. Is that what you want to do?
Well, I don't think that's what Sierra would think to do, but that's what I would think to do.
I mean, there are limits to out of character knowledge like that, but
Okay, then Sierra's continuing to retreat.
okay.
I think since I have not fully put to, well, yeah, I'm losing my shit and don't know what to think, and I think the impulse is there's Celeste, and Craig's taking care of the rest of the problem, and so step 1, scream. Step 2, go to the Celeste and try to get her to come with me.
You hear screaming. There's screaming coming from the foresty area around the estate on the other side of the road. Hang on a moment. I'll play it for you.
That's a healthy sound.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
tactical
the trilling
retreat.
scream.
Tactical retreat.
I believe Mandy's going to act on the impulse of there's Celeste and just try and like grab her, go to her and try and get her to come with, unless presented with something like.
As you start walking towards Celeste, she has trouble walking and seems to be dry heaving.
Mandy or Celeste, right?
Celeste.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I want everyone right now to, let's see here. I need everyone to make me a con check. And we are now in rounds.
Do it.
Failed.
Failed.
Oh, I passed barely.
Okay. Those who pass can continue acting normally. Those who do not lose 1 d4 HP and 5 con.
Oh.
Okay, 5 con and
1d4
1d4
Damn.
From what? Chemical weapons?
No. I'm going to read to you what is happening now because this is going to be easy enough to put together. In the initial dinner scene, Celeste performed a ritual that would allow her to claim energy from investigators whenever she needed it. Well, right now, she needs all the nourishment she can muster, so the creature inside of her can make that last push and come out into the world. As its mother, she is more than willing to offer the entity her energy. Consequently, in addition to fighting off the minions, as the pool continues to fill, threatening to drown Benita, and Celeste is racked by convulsions, you can start to ask your characters to make con checks, 1 per turn. Those who pass can continue to act. Those who do not lose 1d4 HP and 5 con permanently.
Does Sierra realize this is linked to the ritual Celeste did?
Yes, you do realize that now.
I think I have a valid reason to try
it. Flashback of the ritual at the end of the dinner, shedding light on the real purpose of the game.
Okay, Sierra is going to pull a revolver out and carefully aim at Celeste.
Okay.
I hate to get in the way of. Can I at least make a spot hidden check to figure out what's going on?
Sure. Well, okay. So you understand what I just read to you.
No. Sorry, I meant like to understand
that Celeste is, that Sierra is trying to shoot Celeste.
Yes.
Okay. You don't need to make a spot hidden. You see this. You're both affected by this. You both lost 1 hit point and lost 5 con.
Yes.
And you're not able to act normally this round.
Okay.
She's just drained you of energy.
Yes. All Sierra is doing is pointing the gun at her and initiating the aim action.
That's fine.
Damn.
At this moment, at this moment, Celeste collapses, and a fleshy mass drags itself out of her mouth. You have a perfect view of how it moves up inside of her throat, climbing rhythmically like a caterpillar. Once it has emerged from your body, the mass, about the size of a human skull, starts shuddering violently. Suddenly, it seems to grow or unfold, clumsily trying to stand on 8 legs, half fleshy, half chitinous appendages, slipping and sliding like a newborn foal. At the center of the main mass is a circular toothed mouth that opens and closes. Whether in an effort to breathe or look for food, it is not clear. I need everyone to roll me your sanity.
And what's the damage?
Oh wait, I'm definitely insane. Does that?
You can still do sanity.
You rolled.
Oh,
You failed your sand check on the second one.
Yep. It's all downhill.
Right, you passed. Take only 1d4.
Only.
What do we take?
For the people that failed, please take 1d10.
Oh, that hurts.
Okay, now it's time to
Jesus
roll
Christ.
intelligence again.
Roll me your intelligence.
God.
Somehow still like within the indefinite limit. Don't know how.
All right, here goes intelligence, because why not?
So here comes the mental break, and she's over her daily limit.
Okay.
Mandy is absolutely losing her shit at this point.
I would like to point out that she has the gun pointed at this.
At this thing. Okay. All right. So let's untangle this for a moment. At a minus 20, go ahead and make your attempt to shoot it.
Why is it minus 20 when I took the aim action previous round?
Because
I think for the
that's
size of
game,
this
you would
thing.
be minus 40 otherwise.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, that's
you
fine.
did just get drained of 5 constitution out of hit point. Plus, you just went insane.
So, to clarify, are you shooting the tentacly skull thing or Celeste?
Oh, did I actually roll that, or is that just the? Okay, that's
I think
okay. I
you
got
did not roll. You have to see click single shot.
Single shot
Yeah,
aiming.
it says Sierra 45 revolver. There's a red box around single shot.
I guess you have to click it or something.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, wouldn't
Your
you have the
shot-
bonus
your
die
shot
for
goes
the?
wild.
Wouldn't you have the
Wouldn't-
bonus die for aiming though?
She had been aiming. Her aim action was at Celeste. So if
Oh,
she's trying
okay,
to
that's-
shoot Celeste, she has Celeste dead to sights on the ground. Are you shooting Celeste or the being?
Well, the thing crawled out of her throat. Yes.
Right?
Like what? How much effort would it be to follow that thing as it crawled out of her throat?
An aim action.
Yeah.
New target. New aim.
Okay.
New target, new aim, same aim.
Don't I get like a mental break and
Oh yeah,
indefinite?
you definitely get a mental break.
We could talk about the
Um,
indefinite after all the excitement's over, but definitely
Yeah.
a mental break.
So roll me a 1d10. All right, let me look here. Where?
She faints.
No.
You faint?
Yep.
Okay. You faint. Now you manage to squeeze off one round, which does not hit, and you faint.
2 rounds.
Okay. Okay. As you faint, Craig and Mandy, you're going crazy because you see the doctor from the hospital, Nurse Hinch, walk up behind you and past you towards the creature. Clearly, you must be losing your mind because how or why would the doctor be here? Craig, you see as you get ready to get into the pool. I'm assuming you're probably trying to climb down by now, right, to get her because
Yeah.
she's up to her chest at the moment. You see Dr. Hinch walking by along the edge of the pool.
That's odd, but I need to get Benita out of here. I don't want her dying.
Okay, so you go to Benita, you start getting her out. Sierra is fainted. Go ahead and roll me 1d6 for how many rounds you're going to be fainted.
2.
No,
Two rounds, okay.
that was a 1d10. If you wanted to do a 1d6, you
Oh, no,
could reroll.
1d10 is fine. No, that's fine. She already rolled for it. Okay.
Okay.
Who's low enough that I
Um,
would be afraid to re-roll?
Yeah, right?
Mandy,
Yes.
you see Nurse Hench stand next to you, and you hear her click her
Dr.
tongue.
Hench.
Dr. Hench. And the newborn starts walking over towards you and Dr. Hench. Like an obedient dog. You watch Hench reach out her hand and stroke its repulsive skin with her left hand, keeping her right hand out of sight. She looks at you and says, "An extraordinary creature, but not what we needed. What a pity. But for someone to live, someone must die. And for someone to be born before their time, someone must die before their time." You see her pull out her hand that was hidden, and she pushes a syringe into the creature and injects it with the contents. The creature convulses and instantly drops dead. You hear more screams from the forest. Perhaps wails of lament. Okay, Craig, by this time you've gotten to Benita, and you're trying to get her out of the wheelchair. She appears to be strapped in. Go to roll me your dexterity to get the strap undone.
Damn it.
Oof.
Did I just pull the
Struggle.
wheelchair itself?
You're gonna try to roll the wheelchair in
I like to get
3
the
feet of
wheelchair up the
water?
ramp. Well, to get it up the
You're
ramp
welcome
away
to
from the
roll
water.
dexterity and make an attempt.
Because I didn't know if it was going to take me just one turn to get her out of the wheelchair and then out of the
This is
pool.
gonna be a push attempt though, because you've already failed one dex roll.
Totally fair. So that's a penalty die.
Yeah.
Never remember the exactness of a push roll. Oh, okay.
You
Oh, nice.
managed to squeeze her up the ramp so that now it's only her ankles that are in the water. You'll get an attempt to do that again next turn. All right,
It wasn't going to be a one turn thing.
Ciara, you wake up.
Okay. What the?
You see
What
Dr.
the?
Hench standing over the creature with a needle jammed into it. It appears to be dead and lifeless.
She just kind of goggles at this for a moment. Clearly, Dr. Hench is in on it. Well, actually, she didn't see it stab it, but she's being awfully calm, right?
Oh, yeah. The doctor walks over to Evergreen's body and rummages through the dead man's right jacket pocket. He pulls out the flash drive that you saw him using earlier and holds it up. "We need this for the next step. Mrs. Ariadna Valverde thanks you for your assistance." And she turns around and starts walking off into the woods.
Okay. What about the ant thing?
What in thing? The creature?
The thing that sprouted out of Evergreen.
Those are just tree branches. It's not actually a creature.
He literally turned into a tree.
Tree-ish.
What's the new word?
I mean, what he looks like there, that's what happened to him.
Okay. I'm gonna take my dwindling sanity at this moment of pause and just go over and check on Celeste.
Tiara is going to go after the doctor. God damn it, somebody's going to give her answers.
Celeste comes up and starts crying, "Help me! Help me!" Craig, as you finish hauling Benita up, all of a sudden she appears to be moving again.
I saw the doctor heard her quote about the drive and seeing her leaving, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we all saw that, and that's why Sierra is going after the doctor.
You ain't gonna get a chance. I'd like to take a shot at her with my pistol.
At the doctor?
Yeah.
From inside the pool.
Well, I figure like we're up on the edge now since I've got Benita out of the water. And
You
as
don't
far as I'm
have-
concerned,
you don't have a line of sight on her.
okay, fair
You
enough.
have to get out of the pool first.
Well, then I'll spend that turn to help Benita out of the pool.
Okay.
That's primary, but I want that doctor dead now through all this shit.
Benita is awake, but she's still struggling. You're gonna have to spend a dex to get her out and help her to the side of the pool.
I was about to ask Benita to roll something. Oh, that's better.
And as she walks around the corner of the building, you hear Dr. Hinch say, somewhat loudly, "All explanations in due time. You'll get your answers soon enough."
Yeah, Sierra does not believe her, and is she within sight of the doctor?
The doctor is rounded the corner, but you think that if you get up and run towards her,
She's gonna run.
You might be able to catch her.
She's gonna run.
Oh, it's that thing again.
As you start running, you hear those sounds again, and they appear to be coming towards you.
Okay.
Are we in like a dex order right now, or are we kind of just free forming it?
At the moment, we're kind of free-forming it. Once the creature died, we went back to narrative time.
Okay, then I'm just gonna make a statement for Mandy to like give Celeste a hug and try and just get her to the road. That's kind of her whole focus.
And as you're all doing this, your phones all start ringing. All three of you.
I'm hyperventilating and going insane. I don't have time for my phone right now.
Sierra will put it on speakerphone. She's running.
You hear you hear somebody breathing, barely, and you hear a woman's voice that you do not know, that says, "Thank you for your help. We could not have done this without you. This is not the last you've heard from me."
Okay.
Let me guess, AV?
Ariadne Verde.
Valverde.
Valverde.
Yeah, Valverde.
I'm not too sure that we should be on her side or not, but
as you go around, you don't see the doctor.
Sierra's going to stop panting.
But you do hear the shrieks coming your way.
She's going to leave.
Where are you leaving to?
Craig's truck.
Yeah, the truck is gone. But there is, fortunately, a fully equipped ambulance on hand. Except that the tires have been punctured.
Great.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of our actions.
Well, I'm wondering if the truck was always supposed to go.
Maybe. What about that Uber driver we gave $500 to? Well, hey.
Did he come back for his other half?
That was an hour ago, 2 hours ago. He came back, nobody was there, and left.
This happened in 2 hours? Damn.
Well, you went to that place, which is like half an hour out of town. Then you drove back and you spent some time at Benita's house. And then you drove back and this was happening. So hour and a half, 2 hours, give or take.
No, that's when we got
So
here.
how are we getting phone calls at the pool when that was established as a dead zone?
That is a good question. You don't know. But it says right here, Ariadne can make that happen.
That's comforting, I guess.
That's the kind of
There's
wizard I want to
It
be.
does.
A wizard of cellular connection.
It can help underscore the character's strange nature, making her seem somehow superhuman.
I
And
guess
there it
the,
is, black and white.
I mean, I
guess-
believe you. I don't need you to prove it, but
I guess the ambulance is beyond any kind of repair.
How many tires did you slash?
at least
I was
one.
on the phone when you guys said that, so I don't.
Yeah, and
Okay,
you-
there's one tire that's been slashed.
Is there a
I do
spare
wanna-
tire? Sorry.
Well,
There is
there's-
a spare tire, yes.
Well, there's
You're
the
good.
Evergreen truck. We could just move a tire from the Evergreen truck to the ambulance.
They're
Go ahead,
not
Matt.
quite the same size.
I do want to point out that when Craig arrived in his truck, it was when the Uber driver drove off. So if it's been an hour since then, that's fine. I just wanted to get that timetable correct in case he's coming back for that other half.
Okay. If there's a
Is there
spare
anything
tire,
else that you're gonna do or get?
I'm gonna try to repair that tire real quick and get us the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Make repair.
Roll me your spot hidden as you're hunting around for the tire.
Can I spend the luck on that?
Can I help him look?
Certainly can.
Can I, if I'm out there with
Oh.
Celeste, can I check the ambulance for like some
Yes,
kind
you
of?
can.
Okay.
Hey. Well, I didn't see something. I'm sure they did.
Okay, you find a couple of pieces of paper. It says, "Dear Mr. Evergreen, while working on your latest text, we found an almost identical, albeit slightly longer reference in a Tunisian source written in ancient Arabic. We are attaching it here in case it helps the interpretation of the full text." Sentences 9 to 11 of the newer version say, just as the first nourishes and protects the child within, the other two nourish it from without, one in body and flesh, the other in spirit and soul. And the child grows in the first vessel. A second piece of paper that you find below that says the following. No, that's not what I wanted.
That image is metal as fuck, though.
Isn't it?
Oh, you mean the Jason image? Yeah, that that's some good art right there.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what this says. Holistic translation, source language, Nabatean Arabic. Analysis reference, Nabatean Arabic, 1st century AD. Comparative references used. Mada in Saleh, DLANA plus 0.1, AEF. Ibn Khaldun, DLAEA plus 0. EFG, Leah, DLANA plus 0, FGI. When the end of time draws near, for the mother to reborn, for the mother is necessary for all living things. The mother that gives difference is life. Life is change. 3 vessels in the fluid of life. The mother is reborn and is given in the fluid of life. The strongest of the 3 vessels will be chosen. Just as the first nourishes the child within, the other 2 nourish it from without. And the child lives in the first vessel. The vessel nourishes it more and more until the day that child can live on its own. And then the first vessel becomes nourishment for the newborn. A holistic interpretation. When the time comes, an entity that begets another entity must be reborn. In the Nabatean context, such rebirth always occurs after death, a sort of reincarnation. Without further context, we have not been able to determine what period or cycle is being referred to. It does not seem to have to do with annual cycles or harvests, since unlike most texts on such subjects, it makes no mention of astronomy. It seems to be a matter of greater importance. Line 3 suggests that it is something that influences all living beings, people, animals, plants. Lines 4 to 6, the language used here points to some type of religious procedure, perhaps a prayer or description of the steps in a particular rite. This something that influences all living things seems to be related to diversity. Some words refer to differences between individuals and others to differences between species. The fluid of life could be blood or amniotic fluid. Lines 7 to 9. This entity, which influences all living things, dies and is reborn through blood or amniotic fluid. This entity must have access to 3 vessels. Here, again, the use of religious language suggests a description of the steps of a rite. The strongest of the 3, which could be the one with the best chance of survival, i.e. the healthiest, receives the reborn entity and nourishes it within itself, as if it were incubating or caring for it via some sort of Metatherian relationship. Lines 10 to 12. Within the cycle of life, here a very specific word is used. The other 2 vessels serve to facilitate the transition from birth to youth. They serve as nourishment for the new entity. Here again, the text refers to the Metatherian relationship with the first vessel, which protects the new entity as it prepares to develop. Mentions of this cycle can be found in later texts, dating from the Middle Ages, in what has come to be called the 3 Ps, parapet, pure, and propequinus, or birth, youth, and closure. We can continue to explore this avenue of inquiry if you like. Line 13. Once the new entity reaches the youth stage, it can exist on its own. The cycle ends and the vessel becomes food. We know that spiders, featured prominently in the Nabatean culture and their religious beliefs regarding nature, could have been inspired by that animal's life birth cycle. The offspring of several varieties of spiders are known to devour the mother when they hatch. The last line seems to refer to something like that.
Okay, so we just randomly found this on the ground outside.
It was in the back of the ambulance.
Okay.
Epilogue. The same small planet in the cracked pale green plastic flower pot on a table in a small kitchen. The late afternoon light streams in through a window at the back of the scene. The gauzy white curtains swaying gently in the breeze. The branches are full of leaves, and some of the buds are about to bloom. That is the end of the scenario.
Starting to wish I'd actually showed that bracelet to Evergreen.
If you had, you would have seen that he had one that was just like it, that had his name on it. You also didn't ask him about Celeste, and you did not look at his cufflinks. The symbols on his cufflinks matched symbols in the pool that Celeste has been drawing.
Yeah, that would have involved us triggering a spot hidden on him, and I don't recall you calling for a spot hidden, or did we fail it?
You guys did not. You guys were too obsessed with joining the cult instead of getting information from him.
Yeah,
be honest, I
well,
don't think we
openly
expected-
questioning the cult leader about our friend Celeste wasn't very productive before, so why would it be productive now?
Did you ask Jonas Evergreen?
No.
We
Oh,
it,
I mean, you can't
it
be
didn't-
monolithic in your assumptions.
didn't seem advisable to just go in and be like, "Hey, so we've got a friend that, yeah." Also,
Yeah,
I
did you try to
So,
drown
as
our
a-
friend
as a
and recreated
post-
amniotic fluid? And by the way, I think your sister's missing. Here's her bracelet.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, I don't think we were anticipating things to move so quickly.
As a postscript, when asked about Celeste, Evergreen looks at them blankly. But if the characters give him a detailed enough description of the young woman, he claims to remember seeing her at some Mother Gaia meeting. If they ask about a possible fertility ritual held by the group, Jonas will smile wryly and say something along the lines of, "What? Do you think we dance naked around bonfires like a bunch of druids? No, it's something much more discreet and in keeping with the times. It's just a ceremony to commune with nature, something symbolic." Jonas will not give out any information about the association beyond what the investigators have already found in the brochures and on the website. Most of their activities are intended to attract like-minded people who at some point may be invited into the group's inner circle or be used by it. The next
So
clue
we've-
is from Adriano Valverde.
So we didn't miss anything crucial then in our
No,
go through this.
more links in the chain, but nothing crucial.
Okay.
I try not to gatekeep crucial information.
Okay. So the next chapter is called what?
The next chapter, I believe, following the thread of where we're going. Technically, the next one should be Flight of the Cuckoo, but your people sent an update to the Scions. Where was it? They gave us some sort of a medieval scenario. Oh no, hang on. I think actually, give me a moment. Let me look at this. That might actually be the next one after. It did say that there was a. Yeah, that's actually chapter 4. That's why we pivot after chapter 3. So, chapter 3, which will start next week and is considerably larger than anything that we have done before, is called Flight of the Cuckoo.
Okay. And we're not on our permanent characters yet, or we are?
You will be on your permanent characters, yes.
So we build actual characters for this one.
Well, there are characters that you can use, but these are different than the ones that you've had before, and these will be your permanent characters.
Okay.
So you're welcome to use.
Yeah, you can use the
Pre-gens
pregens, or
here.
you can build something based on the pregen, or you can build something totally different.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Well, congratulations, guys. We actually made it through
We made
a
it.
chapter and everyone survived.
I think that you, if you want, as part of the epilogue, we can go through your insanities. But the truth is, you're probably not going to interact with these characters anymore.
Like
No,
a-
and